Hi gang, Rob here. It is the afternoon of 1/1/2019. It is New Year's Day. Coming to you today with the obligatory most carried knives of 2018. This year I kind of decided to expand the list because I wanted to cover all three of the major types: modern folders, traditional slip joints, and fixed blades. So in order to include a few more of each, we're expanding the list from 5 to 10. So we're going to look at my 5 most carried modern folders, my 3 most carried traditional slip joints, and my 2 most carried fixed blades of the year for 2018. That should make 10, right? 5 plus 3 plus 2. I think even the millennials can make that add up to 10 without a calculator. So let's get to it, shall we? Let's do traditional slip joints first. This will not surprise you, but all 3 of my most carried for 2018 modern or traditional slip joint pocket knives are from Great Eastern Cutlery, and they're all basically titty-utes. Of course, the one in the middle, a number 15 Huckleberry Boys knife, really neither titty-ute nor Northfield. I guess more of a titty-ute than a Northfield. But the titty-ute trim level on GEC pocket knives is generally what I like for carry because they're of a lesser level of finish, usually satin blades, nothing fancy going on. They're good carry knives. So first, my number 1 most carried traditional slip joint of the year, my number 78 American Jack, a heavily built, heavily sprung 2-blade standard jack, tapered frame, clip point main, satin finished with a drawn swedge and a nail nick. The knife is, about 3 3/4 closed. About an 8 pull on that main blade. It is a nail ripper. And then a very large pen blade. This one in nicely figured ebony wood with considerable amounts of blonde in that ebony, which makes it pretty cool. This is that store-only knife that I've never been able to figure out why it wasn't a first quality knife I bought at the 2017 GEC Rendezvous. So this is my most carried slip joint pocket knife. Next would be this 2018 production, number 15 Huckleberry Boys knife. Black linen micarta polished to really reveal the grain in that linen. All steel construction, so steel bolsters and liners. And then the single clip point blade. Long pull cut swedge in satin. Just a beautifully slim, usable 3.5-inch frame, single-bladed jack. And last, number 3 in my most carried traditional slip joint pocket knives is the number 44, as I like to call it, the 44 Magnum gun stock jack, titty-ute trim, Gabon ebony scales, and a hot dog shield. Nickel silver bolsters and brass liners. Again, do we notice a theme? A clip point main and a large pen secondary. Triple P etch on this one. Pattern Production Premier. So that's it for my slippies, most 3 carried of 2018. Now, we're going to do modern folders, and we've got 5 of them, and I'm going to try to present these in the order of frequency of carry. So my most carried, absolutely most carried knife of 2018. If you've been paying attention, this will not be a surprise to you, but you haven't seen these scales. So this started its life as a green-handled, gray-bladed, Benchmade bug-out with that chromium nitride finish. The yellow plated thumb studs and standoffs. And then this is wearing that, what is it, rock scale titanium handle set. I really, really like, still barely 2 ounces with the titanium handle. Super lightweight, super great slicer, thin blade, what is it, 90 thousandths stock or something like that. Short, deep carry clip that works extraordinarily well. Just superb ergonomics for a knife handle this thin. You know, it's a little broad in this dimension, which makes it feel the handle a little better than it might, given its thinness. And just a super functional drop point swedged blade. Ground skinny for superb slicing. Superb axis lock action. Flicks open, flicks closed. Beautiful, beautiful little knife. So that was number 1. Number 2 for the year. Number 2 and 3 will not surprise you because they're both in CPM M4 steel. This one, number 2, most carried modern folder for 2018 for me is the Peel Ply carbon fiber scaled CPM M4 Paramilitary 2. What do you say about this knife? It is modern folder perfection. Edge retention, second to none with that M4. Takes a beautifully keen edge, holds it forever. With superb toughness, what more do you want? The only thing M4 does not afford you is corrosion protection. You do have to take care of it. Next, the CQI, or second generation Spyderco Advocate, designed by the legend Gail Bradley, also with an M4 blade. This, the more robust ball bearing pivot mechanism. It is superbly smooth. Excellent flipping action. And they seem to have gotten it right with that enhanced ball bearing pivot. No issues whatsoever. The thicker hardened steel washers, the larger ball bearings. Works great. Superb cutter. Absolutely awesome in hand in a variety of grips. And that gorgeous orange peel finish on the titanium. Unbelievably gorgeous piece of work from Spyderco. Next, number 4 most carried modern folder is a full-size Doug Ritter Griptilian with a stonewashed M390 blade, wearing my edge, of course. And then it's backed up by a set of knife ship free black canvas micarta scales. Check out the Coke bottle going on in that handle. Probably the most comfortable in hand of any modern folder that I own. Awesome blade, wearing the Parkerized Emerson style clip. And number 5 most carried of the year. This will not surprise anyone. It might surprise some of you that it's number 5, not higher. This is the Chris Reeve Wilson Combat Star Benza. So Sabenza 21, that gorgeous sunburst milled pattern, the Wilson Combat logo on the pocket clip. And the S35VN drop clip. Gorgeous, gorgeous knife. And lastly, we'll do our 2 most carried fixed blades of the year. Number 1 most carried fixed blade. This might surprise some of you. This gorgeous piece of work, sheathed by Skinbender Leatherworks, Jenna Martin. Knife is the Dantope TDC, or Taupe Daily Carry. This one, some of you will remember, is not your average TDC. This TDC was built at the, what was it? Did we do this in September? Or did we do it in June? We did it in June. The June 2018 grind-in at Bark River. So this knife was a Dantope TDC blank in CPM 3V. Dan supplied the black and green linen micarta and the black pins. Then, after I rooted through Dan's scrap bins and got materials, I went back to Bark River. Donovan Phillips, Big D, did the tapered tang work on this knife. Look at that, would ya? Then I assembled the knife and rough shaped it. Rob Cox, the best fixed blade hafter in the world, employee, craftsman at Bark River, hafted the knife, and it is perfection. Then we walked around to the blade grinding side of the line, and Mike Kittle, the legendary Skittles, ground my blade, and he had some work to do because the reason this blade was in Dan's scrap pile is because the bevel grinds were not even close. So Skittles evened it up for me, convexed it, and then I finished the edge and sharpened the knife. So let's see. This custom TDC has some knife making legends in its construction. Dan Tope, Donovan Phillips, Rob Cox, and Mike Kittle, Skittles, and then some idiot sharpener from Indiana finished it. The sheath on this knife, it comes kind of as assembled, and then Dan suggests that you wet form it, which I did. So you get a nice little pop, an unbelievable retention, and then all this complexity you see is for a reason. This can be carried in a variety of fashions. I carry it with my belt through this center. You can carry this cross draw. You can do just about anything you want with it, really. Just a fine piece of work. Well, I didn't really go into. The reason this is my most carried fixed blade is because of this Dan Tope handle. It is the most ergonomic fixed blade handle I've ever put in my hand. The thumb ramp and the little run of jimping work just perfectly. The power that you can generate in cutting is just great. And of course, 3V steel is 3V steel. Great edge holding, superb toughness. Not great rust resistance, but you just got to take care of it. Okay, then that brings me to the second most carried fixed blade, number 10. I think you guys all know what this is, don't you? This would be the Gunny Sidekick in Desert Ironwood Burl M4 steel. So a Bob Lovelace / Mike Stewart design handle, the Gunny handle, and then a little bit longer 4 1/8 inch broad clip point designed by me in M4 steel. Unbelievably thinly ground, which M4 will happily take. And then you've got a nice sort of low riding pouch style sheath. And that is your top 10, my friends. So let's just put our 3 category winners out before the camera before we go. The Tope TDC, custom variety. The GEC number 78 American Jack. And the Benchmade bug out with custom titanium scales. Those are it. So that's my top 10 for 2018. I will pray for each of you that 2019 is a blessed year for you. Enjoy it. Make the most of it with your family to the glory of your God. That's all for this one, my friends. Grace to you and peace from God our Father and the Lord Jesus Christ. And remember, the Word and all 10 of these knives are sharp.